Hey, good evening, everybody, or good morning, really. It's 1:15 in the morning. As you can see, this is not in my normal area where I usually record videos, is upstairs in my room, but people are sleeping at this hour, so we reside to the laundry room. But what I wanted to say in a video, after releasing the video in support of LeBron earlier, I wanted to say that it is still a disgrace in a short video, especially since his representatives have come out and said that Cap has reached out to pretty much Colin Kaepernick, that is obviously, has reached out to pretty much every damn team in the NFL. And some of these teams, for lack of a better word, have scrubs as their backup quarterback. They do not have a good backup quarterback. They have a backup quarterback that if you bring some guys back out of retirement, they would be better than their backup quarterback. That even guys that are probably in their mid-40s will be better than a backup quarterback, i.e. Brett Favre. So there's some really bad talent in this league at quarterback, even potentially at some starting positions. So you have guys that can actually, or teams, that can actually benefit from having Cap as even a starter, a couple of them, where even though he's not been in the league for a while, that's a pretty big stretch, but they said he's kept in shape, his team. And his team also said they'd never seen something like this before. So, no offense, Roger Goodell, and no offense, NFL. He's being outcasted by you. I mean, there's no other way to spin it. He's being outcasted by you, and you guys are outcasting him. If you want to try to spin it some other way, then you just look idiotic. It's not that you are idiotic per se overall, you just look it and you look stupid, because guess what? You are. That's the case. You are dumb, and you should let a guy that's way more skilled than every other, not every backup, but most other backups in the NFL. So he's definitely more athletic than probably 95% of the backups in the NFL. So you are outcasting a guy that's way more talented just because he knelt, especially when you have a guy, and I loved John Elway, watching his highlights in the past of him being a legend, but especially when you have a guy like John Elway who was going to get him before the kneeling, and all of a sudden he goes with Joe Flacco, Simeon, I think Osweiler was mixing there, and there was one other quarterback, and he hasn't done crap in recent seasons. The Broncos suck at football. They have been terrible since John Elway has decided not to go with Colin Kaepernick, and since Peyton Manning's left. They absolutely suck. So they need to find a foundation, and usually you find a foundation within a QB, and most likely a more athletic QB. Joe Flacco is kind of more of a backup QB at this point of his career. He shouldn't be a starter. He should be backing someone up. So you have a backup quarterback now as your starting quarterback. Now, Cap, in a sense, should probably come back as a backup, but guess what? He could probably come back as a starter because that's how good of an athlete this dude was. This dude had a cannon of an arm. He could run. He could pass pretty accurately, actually, for having a cannon of an arm, which is not common in guys that just break into the league and have a cannon. Like, look at Michael Vick. It took him a long time to actually develop accuracy. And usually guys that have that cannon, we talk about Cam Newton, where one of his biggest knocks is accuracy, where he's one of the biggest freak athletes in the league, but he's not the most accurate quarterback by any stretch. Where Cap was pretty accurate within still having that cannon. And the only reason he got outcasted was because of his political views. And if we're being honest, isn't that hypocritical when we're kind of in a country right now that's trying to bring together and weld together the vision we kind of have, because it's very divided. So it's kind of hypocritical for the NFL to outcast somebody when at the same time they are part of a lot of activist movements, not necessarily just in politics, but in many other things, where Colin Kaepernick is an activist himself, and you choose not to let him back into your league because you disagree with what his activism is compared to yours, and that's just stupidity. There's no other way to spin it. The NFL has been stupid for years on the Colin Kaepernick issue, and they continue to be stupid on the Colin Kaepernick issue, and it's obviously not going to end. It's obviously going to be the case for life, just like baseball is idiotic on the Pete Rose issue. Guess what? He bet on his own team. Let him in the damn Hall of Fame. So it's a similar thing, where sometimes you just let too much stuff get in the way of actually doing the right thing. And that's been the case with baseball with Pete. That's the case with the NFL with Kaepernick. You let too much dumb BS get in the way of doing the right thing. This has been Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Peace.